Hi Flosstube, welcome back. My name is Tina. I am the 14 count Ada girl. If you like stitching on 14 at count Ada, stick around. I have lots of 14 count Ada that I stitch on. And if you are a new, if you're a new viewer, you won't find any other counts on my channel. It's all 14 count. And if you are a previous viewer, thank you for returning. I appreciate every one of you. We're almost up to 700 subscribers. Thank you all so very much. I would like to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and I hope you all had a very happy weekend. I had a very good weekend myself. My son surprised me. He's my oldest and the one that made me a mother, and he is here visiting me in Kansas. I'm in Kansas currently, and he is here for a few days, and so I got to visit with him. So I had a really good Mother's Day, and I hope all of you did too. If you had anything fun or special happen to you, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. So now that I am in Kansas, I did get to go to a stitchy store, and I know all of you are excited to see a tour of the stitchy store. I did do a video on the stitching store. It is called Heart's Desire. It's up in Wichita, Kansas. And I just took my camera and I walked around the entire store. It has no commenting or anything behind it. I'm going to try to put some music behind it. I really didn't know what everybody would like as far as that tour, so it will be coming in and probably a next video, because it is a 30-minute video and these are usually 30 to an hour long, so I didn't want to add it to the end of this one. So we can talk about it more later, but I just wanted to know what kind of things you wanted in those store videos. So I will tell you more about that store in that video. One thing I would like to say, these bags that I use, I have bought on Amazon. And I have found, through my viewers, I had put a link of them in last week's video, and they are currently unavailable. I don't know if they're going to return, but as soon as I find out, or if you're still trying to order them and you see that they have returned, if somebody could let me know, that'd be great. And that way I will put the link back up, but I won't be posting the link anymore because they are not available. I have ordered them 4 different times through Amazon, so maybe they will come back. I don't know. And so we will start with the WIPs. Here we go. Monday, when I last left you, I started working on Pet All the Dogs. And I'm out of order. There we go. Pet All the Dogs was worked on Monday. It's a Teresa Kogut. In case you haven't seen it, this is Pet All the Dogs. This is slated for a finish this year. So sorry for the glare. I'm in an RV and I am surrounded by windows. There's not much I can do for that. But so there's that. I did do 277 stitches on this on Monday. And so this is where she is. On Monday, I was working on this tree. I put in all of this tree right there. Okay, so on Tuesday, I worked on Stitcher's Resolution. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you know that it is a restart. I had originally done it on a 16 count, or started it on a 16 count, but I did not care for the way 16 count worked because I'm a 14 count Ada girl, and I know this now. So this is Stitcher's Resolution. It's by Heartstring Samplery. I am doing it on a 14 count ivory. It is in the called for Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. By the way, I'm sorry, I didn't tell this one. The Pet All the Dogs Teresa Kogut is in the call for Fancy Flosses as well. And it is on a 1-2-3 stitch fabric called Mystic Gray. And this is where we are on Stitcher's Resolution. I have put in a bunch of the top border. That's actually the full top border. And this is what it was before, in case you haven't seen it. This is it on the 16 count. And I just did not like working on the 16 count. I dreaded it every time I pulled it out. And eventually I told myself, if you're not enjoying it, don't stitch it. So I just went and bought some new Aida and started on a 14 count. It's okay to restart. If you don't like what you're stitching on, change it. It's not a big deal. Change it. And that was Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, I worked on the Shepherd. And this is by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is part of a series. I do have the complete series as of this day. There is one I did not buy. It's got a clown on it. Left that for somebody else. Somebody else can have the clown. So this one is the Snowman Collector Series number 3. It is on a 14 count Ocean Air. And this is where we got to on that day. I did only 87 stitches. I just basically put in his face. I put in the carrot nose. I put in his mouth and his 2 little rosy cheeks. So now we get to start on all of that fun stuff, the big jacket and the vest and all of that. So that's going to be fun. That will be what we do next time. Next we have the May wreath. I did work on this on 2 different days. I don't have very much done on either day. And that's all I got. That goes to that project right there. The home is where the wreath is by Stitching with the Housewives. This is the May one. It is the last one I had, or is this May? Yes, this is the May one. Yeah, this is the May one. This is the last one I have to do. And so it's just daisies all the way around in a wreath. So that one will be done here in a few more days and when I get back to it. And that is the last wreath I have to do. And then I am done with the whole year series. And then also on Wednesday, I worked on I Like to Party by Amy Brukin Designs. I like to party, and by party I mean nap. And I am putting in the last 2 sheep on this one. So I just worked on this last sheep right here. And then on Thursday, I worked on I Am a Needlesmith. Also, that is a restart with that was on a 16 count that I did not care for. So the I Am a Needlesmith, I am doing on a 14 count ivory. And this is as far as I've got. I put in this entire palm tree in this last stitching session. It's 302 stitches currently in that palm tree. This is what it looked like on the 16 count. Like I said, don't be afraid to restart something if you're not enjoying it. I mean, there's quite a bit done on that, and some people would say, hey, don't just let it go. But if you don't enjoy it, you need to let it go. So I am letting that go, but I keep the 16 count around just to show the difference, you know, between a 14 and a 16. And there you go. This one's the 16 and that's the 14. There's quite a bit difference. So there's that. And then on Friday, I worked on Happy Stitching by Sue Hillis Designs. I did 115 stitches on this, so not a lot. But I got in the finished the word happy, and I added the other flower there at the end. So that's where we got on that one. After that, on Friday, I worked on the June Cottage from Country Cottage Needleworks. This is my last one in this series. I am completely done after June. And I worked on it twice this week. I worked on it on Friday and again on Saturday. And that's as far as I've gotten on it. And there again, it'll be done in a few days. These don't take very long. The wreaths and these little cottage patterns don't take very long at all, a couple days. So those will be done by the end of the month. And then I worked on Kringles. If you've seen Kringles, it's like a storefront and it's all Christmassy. I did not bring the pattern in here. I'm sorry, but this is as much as I have done currently on Kringles. All I did this time, you can probably barely see it. There is a very tan line that goes up here and across here. It's kind of hard to see on this fabric, but it's there. Those are the 103 stitches that got put in this week. So I'm getting ready to make the second window. On Saturday, I worked on I Am a Survivor. This is I Am a Survivor. I got this at Sew and Grew, SEW and GREW .com. And I can't find it on their website currently, but I know if you email them, they will help you find it and you can get it through them. And I currently put in 185 stitches on this. And I do parking, so I do have some hanging threads there. And that is where I've gotten to on it. These little things are called Bob Ease, B-O-B-E-E-Z. I get them on Amazon, and they hold the threads. I am missing one. I had a third one on there. I don't know where I placed it the other day when I took it off, so I couldn't put it back on, but I'll find it. It's around here. So if you do parking, those are great to wrap your threads in. And then yesterday, we're already to the end of the week. Yesterday was Mother's Day. We had a nice dinner inside with my father-in-law and mother-in-law. He grilled or smoked a pork butt, and I made potato salad. My mother-in-law made deviled eggs, and they had some friends over who brought baked beans, and then they had some vegetables, and we all just had a really nice lunch. So I didn't do a lot of stitching yesterday, and then my son surprised me, and he came to town. He is in the middle of moving from Colorado to Texas, and so he's gonna stay here and hang out for a few days. And he's the one who made me a mom, so that was great to be able to see him on Mother's Day. And so not a lot of stitch got done yesterday, as you can imagine. So I got 156 stitches in between lunch and him getting here. And this is Holiday Quaker by Leela Studios, and I'm sure everybody has seen this one, but I'll show it anyway. Here we go. Again, sorry for all the glare. And I was putting in the angel here that is playing the trumpet. And that's what I got of her done. And I just love the way this looks on a 14 count. It's just so big and beautiful. I absolutely love it. This is done on a 14 count pewter. Pewter is the color of this color. Color of this color. Color of this Ada. Okay, let's see. As for my WIP go, I did not work on my WIP go this week. It did not get touched. I was doing We the People and Our Hearts by Brandy&Emma, and neither one of those got worked on this week. I'm still on track to finish them by the end of the month, however, so they will probably pop up this week in next Monday's video. I am starting a new start with my friend Jenny. We Zoomed together. We are starting autumn. I had summer all kitted up, and this is my Cricut collection. And she was starting autumn, and I told her I owned autumn, and she said, well, let's just do it together. So I took out all the summer, put the summer stuff back, and pulled out autumn, and some 14 count vintage country mocha that I happen to have in my stash, and I think it's going to look really good on that. And so I'm about to start that probably this evening. While I was at our stitchy store here in Wichita, I bought things. Of course I did. You got to, right? So now we are to the haul part of our video, and in our haul I bought some Easy Guide ball tip needles. For those of you who do stitch on 14 count, I really highly recommend these needles. They are on the bit more expensive side, as you can see. You get two for like $8 or $9 depending on where you buy them. They can be quite expensive, but they are so great. If you're an Aida stitcher, now if you're stitching on linen or anything else, I can't say. I have heard that it is harder for stitchers on the smaller counts or higher counts, however you say it. When they go to tuck their tails and stuff, it's harder to get under with the ball tip. It's not on Aida, but it might be on your linen or your 46 counts or whatever. So, but for my Aida stitchers, this is what I use exclusively. 26 size 26 Easy Guide ball tip needles. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at your local stitchy stores. So that's where I get mine. I then bought this beautiful fabric. It is by Atomic Ranch. I had never bought an Atomic Ranch fabric, and they were having a trunk sale at Heart's Desire. And so I got this blue fabric. Coming up pretty close to what it looks like. And since I had never stitched on it, I thought I would go ahead and grab a piece of it. So that's what I did. And it feels like it's somewhere between, it's not as soft as like a Picture This Plus, but it's not rough like a lot of Aida. So it's somewhere in between. So I think I'm really going to like it. I don't really care for the really, really soft Aida because I pull my stitches kind of hard and it can distort the Aida. So I have to be very careful when I'm working on a soft Aida. I'm sure you understand. And as for patterns, I got the new Tiny Town by Heart and Hand, the Seaside edition. I have all of these currently except the Halloween. I don't stitch Halloween. So I will be starting these right after I finish these two monthly ones. These are the ones I'm starting as my smalls, since I don't really have anything small. So I got the Gardener by Country Cottage. That goes with the one I just showed you that's in my WIPs. The Shepherd. That's the word I'm trying to say. The Shepherd. And I bought, this is with a needle and thread by Brandy&Emma. And it's called Home Sweet Home. I'll get some of that glare off for you. I thought that was very pretty. And it's only 105 wide by 73 high. So that's kind of a small. This is small in my world. I got a Bushel and a Peck by La Di Da. And what's the stitch count on this? It's only 110 by 147, which I would say is probably a medium. size. La-di-da again for Love is Patient. Love is patient, love is kind. It is 148 by 109, so there again, about a medium size, I would consider it. I'm a little late to the game on this one. I know everybody's seen this one. This is The Day by Plum Street. I also went and got, this is this I Know by Plum Street as well. And then I got this Glendon Place pattern that says, with hope, anything is possible. And it has a breast cancer ribbon on it and a beautiful little bouquet of flowers. So of course I had to buy that. And last but not least, I got a Prairie Schooler. Everybody loves a good Prairie Schooler, right? And I got it for this one right here. I do have Village Green in this same series, and it looks a lot like that, but it's more green. Of course, I won't stitch the witch, but that little turkey, look how stinky cute is he. Oh, so cute. Love it. So that is all I got for haul this week. As for shout outs, I have been shouted out twice this week, and thank you both so much. I was shouted out by Laura. Her channel is Stitching by the Shore, and Laura's a great person to watch. I also Zoom with Laura. Laura stitches on 18 count. I don't believe she stitches on much more than 18 count, but she does stitch on 18 count Aida, so she's also a great Aida stitcher to watch. B&E Stitchery, they gave me a shout out as well. They are Brandy and Emma. They are a mother and daughter Flosstube, and they're a lot of fun to watch too. So go check both of those people out. And I think that's all I have for this week. And I just want to say, if you haven't had your mammograms this year, please schedule your mammograms. Your mammograms are super, super important. They could save your life. Also, make sure you do the like, the subscribe, the bell, do all the things. And I will see you next week with next week's update. Thank you. Bye-bye.